Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's time for another Shojo Null chapter review. Welcome once again. It is going to be another Shojo Null chapter review. From what I've heard from Croter Gaming, who is one of you viewers that supports me greatly, and again, dude, thank you so much. Um, he says that this series might be going into a bi-weekly release, which is why I didn't release a video last week. There was a chapter 5.1, but it was just 1 or 2 pages, and I wasn't gonna review that. It's usually the extra little bits that they put in the volume releases. So, okay, so we have three main characters now, right? We have Mimizuku, who is our computer lady. She is I'm trying to get a good picture of her. Here it is. Her computer lady. Oh gosh, look at that glare. It's the brightness on my phone. She is really the one that deals with all the information. She's helping Ria, which is the person right here on the phone. And Ria essentially is uh, the boy who took control of the android girl and gave her life back. Right now, let's focus on them two. He just witnessed the girl Marie, which is the android girl, get kidnapped, and he is running to basically save her. Now, in his eyes, there's two things. Obviously, kidnapping not so good, but two, the people that kidnapped her probably don't know that Marie has her life back. She can control herself and doesn't need anyone's permission to go on killing. So he is in a hurry to basically stop what could be a massacre because, at least in his eyes, he doesn't know who it was, how far it can get, or how tough it can get, and so on and so forth. So there's just a lot of unknowns there. He uses the information girl, Mimizuku, I believe I pronounced her name, to get intel, and she's able to like control street lights. She's able to tell them what way they turn, so on and so forth. And then he bumps into another girl who he knew from school. We saw her in the first chapter, really haven't seen her since then. And he takes her motorcycle and starts chasing them. That is pretty much the end of their part of the story. Now, Marie. Marie is kidnapped and she can escape, but she doesn't because these guys are from the Yokozuna, and she is very much interested to see how the Japanese mafia is. So, once he starts revealing herself to the group of who she is, um, they don't understand. They start freaking out and they start thinking that they kidnapped a little girl. And they go on and even throw her out of the van to basically like get rid of her. Like we got mistaken. We thought it was an android girl, and she ended up being a little girl. Now, Marie does not like that. She is free will, and she is powerful. So she ends up chasing back the van and basically taking her revenge. She forces them to drive them to the black market. Now, again, the black market's being run by the Yokozuna. The Yokozuna is the mafia. She wants to learn about them. She doesn't leave without leaving them a message of "Don't mess with me again," because it could go wrong for you. So um, she ends up at the black market and she opens what is basically a garage, a very big garage, and this is how the chapter ends. She looks right into what seems to be cages and cages and cages of androids just waiting to, I guess, be sold, and who knows to who, right? And who knows for what. Now Ria does show up a little bit before, sees Marie at a distance, so at the very least, we know that he's going to be there to either stop her or maybe confront her and before she does anything too drastic. But it's a pretty dark scene, to be honest. It's you almost feel a lot of the chapters that well, the world maybe is not that far, right? You always kind of try to trick yourself, or maybe not trick yourself, but as a reader, you kind of just assume, okay, yeah, there's bad people in this world, just like any world, right? In our world, there's bad people, there's good people, and there's a lot of us who are in the middle, right? That we are good people most of the time, sometimes do bad stuff, and it happens. We do mistakes, we have to build ourselves from that. But it almost seems like the chapters are built on comedy in a way to lineate or give us a little relief on this um, world of basically people abusing other people that are being made into androids or forced into this life, and they do feel it. They just have a chip in their head that represses those emotions. So yeah, it's a pretty dark thing when she shows up and she sees boxes and cages and cages and cages of these people locked up, because she can only assume what could happen to them, right? She already saw one guy in the previous chapters use them as acting puppets and essentially use them to kill each other so that people can see a person die on stage because art, right? And that makes no sense. Why would that be art? But that's what they say it is. So um it's just so interesting to digest the world, because very oftentimes we come into stories wanting to put the worldview that we grew up with into this. And unfortunately, although the world is very similar, and yeah, there's a lot of bad people, I don't think that we ourselves are that far at this point in the world. We could be, but not at this point. I think the fact that people believe that these are robots is one of the main reasons of why they're very much like that. They treat them like trash. Like even the kids, they throw stuff at the robots, just if they don't want to clean their room or whatever it is. So there is some justification to it, but obviously not enough. So, oh well. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you give some love to my channel by commenting, liking, and sharing. Also, check out my latest videos here. I will have a hopefully a channel update out today or tomorrow, if not out by now. So make sure you watch that because it's a very important update. Thank you again for your love and support, guys. And like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.